Embarrassing. Niggas.
And welcome.
You got some in that joint though.
That's for real. We can leave it raw. All right.
Black people can't do nothing, right? Y'all, just know that black people can't do
As y'all
nothing,
can
right?
see, we do not need to drink before the show started because they already own one. No, that's y'all. Okay. Anyway, can I please do my intro?
Hell no.
Alright, and welcome to the Dopeness Defined podcast. This is your girl Shay Hell, the crazy, sexy, cool.
Yeah, when the liquor set in, she don't even know how to describe her damn self.
That man said sexy, crazy.
The crazy, sexy, cool. Damn, what else am I?
Girl next door, not everybody's cup of tea, but somebody's favorite cup of tea.
Hey, everybody else got me. That's all that matters. And this is
Everybody here got you and get yourself.
long as y'all get my back, that's all that matters. This is episode 9. This episode 9, Live, Laugh, and Shine. And what's up, Freddie? How you doing?
What's going on? What it do? This is Freddie, aka the Liquor Man, coming with another Dopeness episode. To my right.
Yes, sir. It's your boy Tarzan. Bring you Tarzan Charles, man. We on another live show, man. We turned, getting drunk. Somebody's already fucked up.
And what he do, baby? Shiny B is in the background, but
I'm
we
back
got.
here, y'all. My face ain't up there, but I got y'all.
But
Her face ain't beat right now.
She is in the room, but we got my guy June to the right of me, who's helping us to co-host the show, and then we have our special guest, Coach Jerry, Life Coach Jerry Davis. How you doing, Jerry?
I'm doing good. Glad to be on here. How's everybody out there?
I'm just here to talk my shit.
Everybody else on the panel.
Thank you for coming, by the way.
Appreciate the invite.
Thank you for coming, by the
No
way.
problem.
All right.
Oh,
So,
June got his sexy voice on.
I'm sick of this nigga here. Hey, OBJ, can I be great tonight?
no.
Wait a minute. No, we're not going to call OBJ in these circumstances right now.
You sure?
OBJ?
Nah, cause dude over here smacking police booties and shit.
But shit, if you smack that
You told him
motherfucker,
good
you
game.
smack that motherfucker.
Good
That's
game.
you.
What
OBJ?
you say?
OBJ, that's you.
What's the
Oh,
OBJ?
Somebody big ass. Yeah.
It's somebody he looks like.
Football player.
It's okay.
Somebody, baby, don't worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah,
You know, we be looking crazy when that be something.
I mean, what he got going on? That's my cousin. Hey, cuz, send me like 1,000.
Okay.
I really need it.
Anyway, real quick, every week we have our word of the week. Ken Hood, where you at? Give me some
Bye,
whiskey
Ken. Bye.
emojis or something. Let
Bye.
me know you on the live.
Bye.
She's scared.
Well, cause you better start talking shit. Bye.
But Ken Hood, our word of the week is coach.
She's uncoachable. She's uncoachable.
Our word of the week is coach, guys. So when you hear the word coach or coaching, any variation of the word coach, you need to drink. You need to take a shot. Our honorary guest tonight is not drinking.
What is he doing?
He's really cheating. But
I was drinking enough for you.
we're going to let him slide today.
He's a what though?
Because he on the fast, so we're going to let him slide.
Life coach.
All right, real quick, we're going to go through this lighting round. This is our way to get to know you real quick. So,
Okay, bring it.
Love Jones, the best man.
That's a tough one. I gotta go with the best man though.
The best man, I mess with that. I fuck with that. Tevin Campbell or Donnell Jones?
I like both of them. I gotta go with Donnell.
Donnell. Okay. What's one thing you can't live without?
You single?
One thing I can't live without. I would say my face. You know what I'm saying?
Your face.
My face.
His
Oh,
face
yeah.
right there, drunk ass nigga right there.
My face.
Say done.
Come back. I'm too sexy for my shirt.
Too sexy for my skin.
It's freaking black.
My bad. Your face. That's very serious. I feel you. Chicago or Memphis?
He's gonna pick his hometown.
I was born in the Chi, so but I like Memphis, but I gotta go with Chicago.
Memphis weather though, right?
Yeah, Memphis.
Man, this shit so bipolar. I swear.
Alright. And last but not least, Whitney Houston or Tony Braxton.
They both on drugs.
Whitney Houston or Tony Braxton.
Are they
If you say
singing?
Tony, you
That's what I'm
gotta
saying.
Are they
go.
singing or we
You
dating?
gotta go.
They both on drugs.
Are they singing? Are they singing?
Are you saying we singing?
Are they singing or are we dating them?
Singing. I gotta go with Whitney.
You don't get to justify.
No,
you
It's
have
one
to.
or the other.
No, but you.
You-
Yeah,
that's what
tell me.
Do you want Tony? Do you want
I'm talking about.
Do you want Tony talking to you like Keith Sweat in the Quiet Storm, or you want Whitney?
You know, be on your ass. She heard you say he a life coach. And she
He drunk today. No,
But
he drunk today.
Didn't I tell Ken this log off?
He drunk today though. He did.
In what capacity?
He said it purposely because he was
overall.
The capacity doesn't matter, right? We talking
No,
about overall.
it matters.
Nope.
That's just like saying.
Whitney Houston or Tony Braxton. I'm
We're on
going
the
with
walk.
Tony all day, but
What we
go
doing?
ahead and speak your truth, Ken.
Good, chill.
Tony.
I'm going with
I'm gonna have to go with Whitney on that one.
You got to go.
I gotta go, man. I just got here.
Whitney know how to cook his crack.
And this show is over already. 5 minutes in, and we got to dismiss our guests. That's all right.
I need to know the capacity in which we talking about because that's
That cash, she ate your broccoli.
That's
She told me
Even
Girl, fuck
musically, I
Hey,
would choose Whitney.
don't eat with your mouth.
you said only. You said even musically.
real try.
Only musically when I choose Whitney.
Yeah, see, that's what.
Even musically, I wouldn't choose Whitney. Now,
You said you wouldn't.
right, mind you, she has a beautiful voice, but none of her music I rock with.
I was saying the same thing. You know, give me 5.
No, because you.
Appreciate you, bro.
Hey, I like how you still digging though, Tarzan. You know what I'm saying? But then, she gonna leave my nigga hanging. Let me go and get that in right quick. You know.
You actually disagreeing with me.
No.
I'm saying I love Toni Braxton music. I love Toni Braxton as a person. I love her voice. So Toni Braxton all day. I can't stand
Did I not
Whitney.
say Toni
When
Braxton?
Hold on, rest in
Wait,
peace.
did I not say Toni Braxton?
Hey, I'm so trying to figure out where y'all disagree
This
at.
is an unpopular opinion.
What did we disagree?
You said Whitney.
No,
He said Tony.
Okay.
He definitely said Tony. Damn, let my nigga hang on a misunderstanding. Ain't that a bitch?
I heard him say
I
Whitney.
said, what are we tossing out? Voice-wise, yes, but music, no. I completely go with Toni Braxton.
Okay, cool.
But voice-wise,
That is
I said Whitney
crazy.
had a more
Factual
broader
love.
range.
Factual
No,
love.
I'm sorry.
Them ain't gonna know. I'm
on
straight.
the scale as far as the range of
God,
voice,
that's
Whitney all
hard on
day.
me
But
today.
music-wise, oh, Toni killing it.
Anyway, Tony music is way better. That's what I'm rocking with. I'm 7 whole days
Gotcha.
and nights and shit.
Y'all know me and
And just be a man about it. You know, cause you,
Is it
girl,
good over there?
cause your music taste is terrible. But anyway, I'm just playing. That's why I chose you. You know,
But
I
you
don't
really
believe
on
it.
that raggedy ass Kanye though?
Damn, she fine.
I
She
just
shooting a
told
sniper
you.
today.
And you really be under
Hold
that
on.
same rhythm,
Hold on.
same rapping ass the baby dog.
The baby bumping
Got the
it.
nerves to come
Check-
for me.
check
The
my-
baby bumping
But check-
it.
Check Wilder.
First
Hold
of
on.
all, you ain't
Why
on
you
flight
gotta bring the
today, so
baby
I
in?
need you to sit over there in the corner.
Oh, you put me in front of them.
Why you
So now she put her in time out.
I'm gonna let her have to go.
Why you gotta bring the baby in?
She showing
She
up,
done-
bro. She been full of
She
that
put in
wine.
time. Embers. She put in time out.
Cause she really showing out, and she ain't even on the mic today, so I need her to just calm her
And that was
nerves.
in the background and shit. That
We
was
can,
going on.
yeah, right.
She got the sniper
We can
today.
talk about this later, but you know, I'm gonna
Go
talk
ahead, go ahead.
as of right now.
Y'all supposed to be talking about fuck shit on social
That's a
media.
broccoli. It ain't over the
Ken, get your mama a hearing aid, little mama. Anyway, can we start the show, please?
Nope.
Okay. Do we need to start over?
We supposed to be talking about fuck shit on social media.
Fuck shit on social. So Lori and Future got together. This was really a Shawnee B topic, but Shawnee chose not to be on the show
Hey,
today.
but
If
can I
you
ask you a
don't,
question?
shut the fuck
Can I
up.
ask you a question about this though?
Ain't on mine.
I heard something that said that she was dating Puff Daddy and his son.
She was.
She did.
She did.
Oh God, at the same time?
No, she dated the son first, right? Then went to Puff Daddy.
Oh, so
What
she
kind-
like she didn't want the young half, so she went for the
What kind kind of empire is this?
Hey,
Mother.
I fucks with Lori for that.
I'm not. I mean,
You know, we're at this
I mean,
age
go
where
up
we
the
can date the
scale.
son
If you
or
gonna
the.
So
or
y'all
the
support
daddy.
this kind of shit?
go up.
You
So
can date the
you
son
fuck
or the
with the
daddy.
son.
Y'all
I
dated
didn't say
some.
all that.
But she dated both. You said or. She said
Hold on.
her choice was and. You said or.
Hold on. It was all right. So,
No, it's
Jerry,
It's
coach,
Ann.
coach.
Oh, you gotta take two
Yeah,
of them
take
jumps.
two. Yeah. Double.
Mouthfuls.
Jerry.
And let's
Say what
remind
I
you,
gotta
she
say
said
so you can
and
answer
and
why
not
I'm
or.
drinking.
Okay.
Tell us again. Tell us again how old you are and your son.
Okay. I'm 43,
Mm-hmm.
and my son is 24.
Right. So again, we could date the daddy or the son. Okay.
Alright, nah, forget that.
Hold on. So,
Cause I don't want to say that word that precedes it. Cause I ain't trying to take a shot right now.
Nobody like the son
But
until you.
hold on. Wait, truthfully, hold on. So check it out. So David. So is there a problem with a woman who dates you and your son? Like if she dates your son first and then date you, how you gonna look at that?
I said or.
No. You said or, but Lori did and. So if she dates your son and then out of nowhere she decides, okay, you know what, I'm done with this little young boy. Let me deal with daddy. So then she come to you. You gonna take that or you gonna go ahead and send it by the way?
That would be real awkward. You know what I'm saying? Because you done dated my son and whatnot. So I mean,
When you ain't know.
if I didn't know,
He was gonna know. Son gonna be like, hey, Pop, look, she do this thing.
he on there like Pop. Look at this, Pop. Oh, you got a name?
Hey, look, Pop, I know mama ain't do it like this, but
Pop.
But I know that stuff happens a lot out here now. I mean,
That's rich people problem.
No, I mean, you got folks who doing that like for real out here. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Listen. Okay,
So you condone what she did?
hell yeah, Sandra condoned it. You heard her explanation.
Yeah, like she was like, go for it. Like, upgrade.
Shit, Shawty was too. Shawty was over there hyping her ass
Y'all
up.
just told me to shut the fuck up. Leave me alone.
Now she want to shut the fuck up. She done said her part. Now she want to shut up.
Hey, when y'all get quiet, she gonna be talking again.
Do you hear me?
Man, nah, she over here like, yeah, that's my beach. You do that, beach.
I
She gonna
understand.
It's not that I.
When you understand that Marjorie Harvey is her mother.
Oh no, I understand that to the fullest. So she
That's
gonna
Hey, but you
she gonna
you got to run around with mental dope boys.
Okay, hold on.
She got it now.
Why y'all gotta bring Marjorie into it?
Hold on,
Look
y'all.
at she talking.
Y'all.
Hold on, y'all. Boss lady want the flow.
Hold on.
Y'all see what?
On audio, they can't hear y'all like that. I need y'all to chill. Okay. Alright, so do I agree with what Lori did? I see no issues. You know, if that's how she get down, that's how she get down. I'm not
okay.
saying
Can I holler at mama now?
if that's how she get
So we
down.
cool? Can I holler at your mama?
Hell no.
You can't holler at my mama.
What? Why not?
If you holler at somebody, mama, I would
What?
be like,
What's the
you
problem?
But what's the problem? Yeah, what's the
know,
problem?
we in that room.
What's the problem though?
I didn't say. I said you can't holler at my mama.
And we asking why not?
Why not?
Y'all don't have money for my mom.
Again,
Child, please.
what you want to talk to
I
my
take
mama
care of you
about?
and your stepdaddy.
You ain't
Dick
got-
don't have a price.
Fuck you in.
If you're gonna take on
Cash out.
stepdaddy
And the damn
responsibilities, then you can talk to my mama. Okay.
I'm sorry, what now?
If you're gonna handle stepdaddy responsibilities, then you can talk to my mama.
Sometimes they just want good dick.
You must got a younger sister.
That's just me.
Okay, so you grown, right?
What?
You grown,
You the
right?
type of nigga my mama wouldn't talk to.
Just saying you grown.
My mama, please, like for
Say
real,
you
for real,
grown.
she cut a nigga off. They be like, your daughter grown.
I'm just saying you grown, so I mean it ain't too much. It ain't too much you need.
No. Really, she blocking.
It ain't too much you need.
Really, she blocking.
Let's get to the real answer of the
My mama
question.
don't like no nigga talking nothing about her kids. You say anything negative, like
Well, that's cool. Let me ask her kid a question.
it's a question.
Let me ask her kid a question.
No, we.
How is it? No, fuck that. How is it okay? How is it okay that you can date the son and the daddy, but then when the man want to date the daughter and the mama, it's a problem? Let's talk about that shit.
Go away.
I done seen
Anyway.
flicks with this happen.
What's
Do you hear me?
the
On Pornhub, hey,
Hey,
son, stepmama wild.
West Coast Productions, man.
What the fuck? This man, I done seen flicks where this happened. You also have seen flicks where the stepdad fucking his daughter too, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about, right?
I feel like, you know, if you got anything bad to say about her kids and what she doing for them, you got to go.
We ain't talking about that though. That ain't what I'm just saying. It ain't what I'm saying.
Anywho,
There isn't much that you should need.
Boosie beat the fuck out of Zimmerman.
He did not. That's cap. Boosie already.
Boosie wasn't even in
He was in Atlanta for the game on Monday.
Okay, but would y'all love him more if he did?
He did not.
You said would we love him more?
Yeah.
No, that's stupid.
See, this is what happened when she trying to get off subject from the questions.
I mean, if he did on like impulse, he would be like, okay, that's cool, but like, damn, Boosie,
It's
they
still
better
stupid.
get your ass.
It's stupid.
No. I'd just be like, why you didn't kill him?
No, it's still
See,
stupid.
you
Why-
don't say that
again.
Why
Why
stop
put
at
yourself
beating
in a
him?
compromised position when you
So this
you
supposed
got
to
you
happen.
you supposed to have
Boosie
standards.
had man.
You got hitters.
But Boosie already confirmed. Boosie was in Memphis. I mean, not in Memphis. On Monday for the game, Boosie was in Atlanta. He was not in Miami that week. And Boosie already said he like, no, I did not do nothing. I didn't put my hands on him.
I ain't
Come on,
never
man.
seen him in real
Zimmerman
life.
still walking around, man. Zimmerman got to be like untouchable. You do not want that smoke going on this week. Touch and do, man.
All right.
Yeah, that's cap.
Ken Hood says she loves her candles.
Shut up, Ken.
Okay, so it was a lot of new music dropped. I only got around to Moneybag Yo
Hey,
and the Drake and Future record. And so, how y'all feeling? Did y'all listen to it? Did y'all check it out?
Bag had me tripping when he had took the bitch.
Toss down.
Yeah, toss it. Yeah, boy, that boy killed it. I love it. That might say club hop, pussy bark, nigga lay up with. I was like, oh, you niggas is stupid. Ain't no way in hell that you gonna be out here clubbing and then come lay up with me.
I what you think? Did you listen to it?
Yeah, I ain't even gonna lie to you. I ain't get to it.
Okay. Pretty checked it out.
Nah, no the music do it.
What about you, David?
Hadn't heard.
No, that's not your.
See,
Yeah,
I was gonna say,
man.
me and Davis probably listen to the same kind of music.
Get your Johnny Taylor. My nigga over here still got NSYNC latest album type shit.
This who?
NSYNC, yeah.
Oh,
Why you looking
Cause I'm on your B5 looking at it, man. I'm sick of this shit.
Nigga, you look just like it too, nigga. We in the same
Bitch, you
boat.
ain't feelings. I ain't got Omari on next to you. You finna argue about the same bitch, ain't it?
Hey, that's one thing we're not gonna do. We're not gonna do that. No, we're not gonna do that.
We gonna change to that?
All right.
Look at
And
that,
then
you
so
like
the Drake and Future record, like to me, it was kind of a redo of Sicko Mode, but like on a different note. It's like they tried to do the same kind of bop though.
I mean, I ain't never think about it like that. I mean,
Not really.
They did because Drake started off on one
working on the
beat,
weekend,
Future
like
came in
usual.
on a different beat, and they tried to do that same thing, but it just didn't quite work the same way.
but it's still bumping though. The joint
Who's talking to
bumping.
you?
The joint bumping though.
Why she had to call
The song bumping. You don't think so?
It's fine. I didn't say I didn't like it. I just said that
I mean, I can
it's
see
one of
where
those
They hard
things
on
where, you know, somebody does something that works and then I try it again and it's like, okay, I kind of like the song, but I kind of see where you tried to put the same recipe in there and I don't like it as much.
But I ain't gonna lie, I see what you're saying with it, but man, I like the joint. I like the song.
Yeah, nigga. Appreciate
But I ain't gonna lie, I'm ready for the album though, cause I want to hear more music, more than folk music.
Yeah,
That's two of the most. That's
Them
two
two
most.
together is lit.
Come on, like they the best duo until no, they started on the trip like number 3.
Number 3, who above him?
Shit, when Kendrick and Cole and Creep make this album, oh God, that junk gonna go stupid.
I'm
But
a J. Cole
that's
fan.
still
I like J. Cole.
though.
Yeah.
That's
I like
still.
J. Cole.
So you put Kendrick and Cole and Creep over. Like
Yeah,
them two separate
Yeah,
combinations.
them two separate. If any of them two separate combinations,
You said,
make
but
one.
you're saying if. We talking about already established. We ain't talking about if We're not talking about hypotheticals. We talking about
Then
already.
it's gonna be Outkast. We talking about combo.
You talking about
We talking about
overall?
duos. Yes, we talking about
Oh yeah,
duos. Yes.
Outkast. I grew up on Outkast, UGK, 8 Ball, MJG was my favorite folks from Memphis.
You talking about?
Yeah, but if we talking about current, I wouldn't know.
We talking about? We was talking
Other
about
than J. Cole and Kendrick, or because they lyricists, I like lyricists.
Right.
So
We
depend-
said lyrics. That's why we said lead over trip.
Right.
But I'm saying like that be
We talking about
top three.
current. I was talking about like I was talking about current like right now.
I was just talking about all the time.
But if you talking about all the time, you can go way back. So
I
I mean,
ain't gonna-
we talking about like in our lifespan right now, that type.
We was.
I understand. I'm just talking about like right now, like right now.
Oh, we talking about right now. I mean,
Not all time for sure. We talking about right now. In the last
that's something serious.
10
though.
years, in the last 10 years, I'm definitely rolling with Drake and anybody. Because if you got Drake on that mud, you can't lose.
Let's Drake and Ed
Let's
Sheeran
be-
make
let's be
an
real.
album together. Y'all fuck with that.
Weekend and Ed Sheeran, bro.
That'd be about so much dope.
That man said Ed Sheeran. I thought he said the weekend. I was like,
No, he
said
said
The
the
Weeknd.
weekend.
no, I thought he said the weekend. The way he said Ed Sheeran. But anywho,
How?
let's get into the topic.
How?
let's
Bro,
roll
they
on.
used to listening for you.
Baby.
Man, shit, what kind of wine you was on first?
Listen,
Oh, man.
It was red wine too.
we
wasn't
started drinking when we went to dinner, so
it?
you
Yeah, she
know,
was at weekend.
I've been drinking for a few hours. You just mad because you couldn't go, little Bobble.
Sheesh. Damn.
Yo, Tarzan get fired.
Damn.
Tarzan is getting fired next, okay?
Talking about
We
the-
found a new.
the next Carlos Miller.
We found a new light skinned dude so we can replace Tarzan.
Hey, we're not gonna take this light skin slander. I got you, Tarzan. We're not gonna take this light skin slander, man.
Listen, man, the life seat is here, man. We need to, coach up. Coach up.
Take that shot too.
I'm gonna take my shit.
Twice. All right.
Ocho.
So,
He's talking about Ocha.
alright, for real. Our episode today is called Live, Love, Shine. Preparing for your next move. That's a song inspired by Ace Hood. Y'all should go check it out. That joint is super bumping. Somebody else put me on that joint. But anyway, so we want to talk about the 5 dimensions of a man. Our guest today, Jerry Davis, has written 2 books. One of which is called 5 Dimensions of a Man Reloaded. The first version is 5 Dimensions of a Man. So, Mr. Davis, can you tell us a little bit more about the 5 dimensions of a man? What are the 5 dimensions?
Okay, those 5 dimensions are faith, family, business, love, and self.
Say that slower.
Faith, family, business, love, and self.
Self is last.
Well, I mean,
He actually breaks self down in 3 different ways, don't you,
yeah,
Mr. Davis?
I do. When I came up with this was back in 2014. And I was thinking in regards to manhood, just in reflecting on my own life, what would be 5 things pertaining, to me and folks that I've been around or whatnot. And I broke it down to dimensions. I said, put dimensions and whatnot, and I was like, faith, family, business, love, and self. Well, faith, no matter what your religion or denomination is, you gotta have faith in a higher being than yourself, or you should, but to each his own. Family, whether you got your sisters and brothers, mother and father, or now you may have kids or a wife or whatever the case may be. Business, I mean, if a man don't work, he don't eat. So whether you go into a 9 to 5 or whether you entrepreneur or both, love, even the guy that's talked to a lot of women. It was one woman that he loved, but the first love is you gotta self-love yourself. You know what I mean? If you don't love yourself, you really just out here just doing whatever. And then at the end of the day, regardless of whether you up, down, making a lot of money or not, you gotta deal with self. You gotta look that man in the mirror, which is yourself. So you control you. No one else controls you. You can't control anyone else. So that's how I broke that down. I backed it up with life experiences as well, with scripture, and kind of tied it up with like poetry, a little poetry in there and whatnot. So that's the 5 dimensions that was, now this is 2020, that's been 5 years ago. So this essentially is like my reasonable doubt. This got me in the book game. You know what I'm saying? And then the other book is the Reloaded edition, added some different things. So that's 4 years later. So it's like you go to college usually for 4 years if you're getting your bachelor's. So I added a few things and then some discussion questions to it. So that's my third book. Have nothing to do with this, but I'm proud of what I've done. And it's helped. I mean, some people read it have told me good things about it, which is a good thing. You know what I'm saying?
So in your second book, Reloaded, you said that family was the most important dimension of the man. Why do you feel like family is the most important?
Well, I said it was one of the most important dimensions because at the end of the day, you can choose your friends. You don't really choose what family you were born into. But if you didn't have a good family, a good childhood, when you have children, you can change the dynamic of that. Everything's a free will choice. So, but sometimes your family, it's not always who's blood related. That you can have friends who can become just like family because of your closeness or whatnot. I mean, it's all that's like I said, it all boils down to a free will choice. But sometimes your family can be actually blood related. Sometimes it can be, people who come in your life who are not blood related, but they stick closer to you than someone who is. So, and everyone needs to have some type of support system, man. If you don't have some type of support system, you out here floating through life.
So I see you refer back to God a lot in your passage in the book that you wrote. So you're obviously a God-fearing man. So when you speak into the self part and you break it out into 3 different sections, you break it down into arrogance, weakness, and humility. Explain how you go into the arrogance part of it. Because you said you put in a Proverbs scripture where it says about a fool. Basically, he ignores understanding, but he delights in airing out his own opinions.
Yeah.
So that speaks in arrogance in itself. What made you,
Because sometimes we live in a culture, a generation where, right now, where everyone wants to be seen. A lot of people want to be seen. People, humility is a gift in a sense. I mean, you should always be humble because no matter how much wealth or how many people are attracted to you, anything can happen. And you cannot have that. So a lot of times, people get on their high horse if they're doing a little bit better than somebody else. And, it's one thing to be confident, but it's another thing to be, cocky or arrogant, And I've experienced that in my day. It's been times when I was, a little younger and I had to lead and some things going well for me but then I had to realize like, whoa, because if you don't humble yourself, he'll humble you, but arrogance is never, it's nothing cool about that. I mean, because you can have a lot today and have nothing tomorrow, just like that. But you can be healthy today and balling and with your money and think you can treat people any kind of way and be sick laying on your back tomorrow. And you're going to humble down quick if that happens. So it's always good to just, enjoy life, have fun, trip, all of that, but always remain humble. Because, everyone is going to experience something in life. Everyone's dealt cards. I'm not a poker player. Mm-hmm. I play spades a little bit and Uno. But
get serious with the spades. We talk about that spades with black folks.
Yeah.
It gets serious.
Yeah,
right here,
but everybody's dealt a card. So it's how you play your cards. We all gonna get dealt the heartbreak card at some point. Losing someone, the death card. The wake up, what did I do last night type of card. You know what I'm saying? The regret.
We all had that card.
Yeah, so, but it's how you play your cards that are dealt. Will determine, how the quality of life that you live. It's so easy to get down, get frustrated, get woe is me, have a pity party, be negative to everyone, someone that's doing a little bit better. But everyone's dealt those cards, man. You know, good or bad, but it's how you play your cards. And, you know, you got faith in God and you just, you know, you make better decisions, you know, that's how that's done, so.
Alright, so here's where I think your book really get juicy. Your part on the weakness. You speak about men who basically sit around they chick's house playing video games, ain't trying to get a job for themselves. You speak on the young men who create a child and walk away from the responsibility of raising a child. And a lot of men in this generation, or a lot of young men, young boys, whatever, in this generation, feel that young boys, pretty much, they would feel like it was something absolutely wrong with everything you said in that moment. To be honest with you, because they have found nothing wrong.
What they find wrong about it?
They would find everything wrong with it. Now I found nothing wrong with it,
So
but you know,
understand what he said and what they would find wrong.
So what he said was, this is, you know, he was talking about the weakness. He was like, the weakness in the man will cause a man to, you know, not get off his ass basically and get a job and provide for his family, and it would also have a man walk away from the responsibility of raising a child, which is something we awfully seen. Me coming from a single parent household, I already know. So you know what I'm saying. So that's why I was just trying to see where did his perspective come from on this matter.
Well, when I said that in the book, you know, I've seen things of that nature with people coming up, and I was speaking of the mentality of you know, thinking distortion of being a man, being male, that you know you manipulate women, you make a child. You know, none of us actually be born. All of us here, no one say, "Hey, mom, dad, y'all get together," and you know, that's, you know, and you're born. So it was more so me.
It's always the light skinned niggas.
It was more so. It was more so saying that mentality that some people that you know that baby boy syndrome. I mean, I've seen the movie. It's a hood classic or whatnot. But just you know, time. Yeah. You know, a lot of people, a lot of folks are following that. You know, that happens out in our community a lot, and in the world in general. I'm speaking in our community, and it happens so long that someone younger don't see nothing wrong with that if that's what they see. But they see a guy that's like really like, you know, regardless whether he owns a business or a blue collar worker, taking care of business, you know, taking care of his kids, even if him and the mother are not together or whatnot. I mean, you know, that mentality is not one of weakness. The one of weakness is the one that you be like, you know, F this, you know, bump it. It is what it is. She getting on my nerves, or I can't do this for my child, or because you and a woman are into it, or you know, she's working and you okay with just, you went out looking for one job, didn't get it, so you just gonna sit at home and
basically
just
looking for a way out.
Yeah, you know, so that's what that is. You know, it's not being judgmental, but it's called it for what it is. That's some weak shit. You know what I mean? For any guy to do that.
Indeed.
Yeah. So, and we just got to do better. And it's brothers who are, but you know, there's still quite a few out there that they seen this, but just because they seen it, if they get around someone who's not, then maybe they'll change their perspective.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told you how I felt about it, because me coaching the basketball team I coached last year, I had to play 15 boys, and I only met 3 dads.
See, 3 dads out of 15 young men that you coach, now there's something wrong with that picture. But
exactly.
You being a coach and being a father figure, that helps a whole lot. You know, that makes a difference.
Yeah.
Because someone's going to look at you and be like, I want to be like Coach so-and-so, or I like the way, you know, he goes about handling things. So, you know, and me being a former coach working in the school system, I have former students all the time that I see out there that are grown now, and they remember something I've said, you know, whether it was funny or something real that I said, and they be like, Coach, what you was talking was real. I said, man, it's the real world out here. No, I wasn't going to tell you nothing that I didn't get myself. So, yeah.
That's what's up. So, I don't know how the hell she got to this on the topic. Producer Chandria, what type of woman do men look for in a wife?
Okay.
How did we get
He said
there?
it's 5 dimensions of a man.
And the first dimension was family. So you feel like
that the type of woman that a man chooses can construct how he goes, the route he takes, how successful he is in certain areas. So,
can we hear you? Can we hear you?
Has the person who said that to you ever like went in depth about why they said that?
no, because it's normally just a overall thing. So I've never actually asked anyone. So here's my opportunity.
That's what I'm saying. Like it was just my first time hearing it. That's why I asked. Okay, so
This
so they
nigga want to
said-
be on the
so
show,
they
but she
said
got a
that-
whole paragraph to say. Come on.
Y'all want me to walk over
Come
there?
on, sis.
Come on.
It don't matter yet. Just say what you gotta say so we can be able to answer the question appropriately.
Hey, my folks,
I
how y'all doing?
guess
Okay.
we playing musical chairs today, guys. Please.
So
This
basically,
nigga.
I was
To
saying
get on
that
this.
a lot of people say that the woman in a man's life can construct or give some type of push to the direction that he goes.
Indeed.
So with his book, he said 5 dimensions of a man. So with those 5 dimensions, what are the things that will make you look at a woman that could be my wife? Not somebody that you would just sleep with. Somebody that you're willing to spend the rest of your life with.
So before the author answer, I say probably it come from the love, but I'm gonna let the author answer. But I think it's coming out of that love portion.
I would say with a woman that a man chooses is a reflection of himself once he's matured, and matured meaning matured through life experiences, regardless of the age. But I mean, sometimes that age doesn't equate wisdom, but life experiences does, and where you come from. So when a guy chooses a woman, the woman that he really loves, it'll be that woman that that motivates him, that inspires him, that pushes him to be a better version of himself. Not in a nagging way, but in a way that he's like, you know what, I see what she's doing, and yeah, she's beautiful on the outside, but on the inside, and she'll pray for him. She'll support him. But then she'll let them know, like, hey, look, you're on some nonsense right now, and I'm not gonna deal with that.
Okay.
Not someone who's gonna just go with the flow and just let them just do whatever. Because at the end of the day, if that happens, he's not gonna really respect that woman like that, because he's gonna be like, she's just like some of the other ones I done belted. But the woman that's gonna really push him and show to be a better version of himself. So as he's maturing and realize, like, okay, she loves me, she'll pray for me, she's getting her stuff together, or she has her stuff together. Now I gotta have my stuff together if I want to be with this woman, because I know if I'm liking what I see, there's some other guys who like what I see, and so and she's gonna hold him up to that standard, but she's not gonna look down on him, but she's gonna say, hey, look, we ain't just for to just be messing off time. Like, what are we doing here? She's gonna ask him those questions, like, what are we doing here? Because if we just doing this,
I mean, you full of shit.
Right, I'm
Man,
like,
you full of shit.
So what are we doing?
You
I'm
full of
like,
shit.
gone Tarzan, gone.
Because Tarzan answer is we fucking.
Look, gone expose your boy boyness.
See my point?
Your
boy
boy boyness. Right,
It's
go ahead and
toxic.
expose
Toxic.
it.
So what make him toxic just because he want to fuck and he ain't trying to get married yet? Ain't nothing toxic with that. If you still trying to play the field, you playing the
well,
field.
I would say this: you gotta know who you're dealing with. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, men and women, regardless of what age, whether you, especially, like, there's a difference. I'm just gonna speak for myself. There's a difference from when I was in my 20s to me being 43 right now. And then even in my 30s, on my outlook on stuff or whatnot. Now, you still got people, regardless of what age, still do some of the same things. You got women who are older who still do some of the same things they did in their 20s, and guys. But if both of y'all got an understanding that you all are just, as they say, kicking it and it's nothing serious,
We not gonna do
then
this women debauchery out here.
then that's what that is. But if someone is like saying that they want something that's
We not gonna
serious,
do this.
then everyone's got to let their attentions be known. But the thing is, people can get naked like that, but they can't communicate, and everybody wants to say they're grown.
Say it again. With the snap. Say it one more time. Say it.
I said people can get naked with the
Ooh,
quickness,
like that.
with the quickness, But they can't. They won't communicate with
That's
one
my
another.
problem.
It is your problem.
Hey, put your nigga here.
It's your problem.
Hey, hold on.
You need to work on it because you're too old for that shit.
Calm down a little bit before I answer the question, because I want to, like, here's something that I just personally picked up from, life experience, like you said. So, I don't think a man can really find a true wife until he's actually officially been hurt. Because men play so much on the field as being the chaser, being the one who tries to get the woman. But at the same time, men don't generally get into that hurt zone until
I ain't
they
even
find
gonna-
out they
So far,
I ain't even gonna say that. I ain't even gonna say that. Here's my thing on what I would say with that. I'm not gonna say a man can't find his wife until he get hurt because of the simple fact that we all gonna go through that specific hurt because we got to deal with what we gave out at some point in life. But at the same time, what I will say is a man won't really know what he.
I'm here to give you what you gave. Shake head. Okay.
A man.
Exactly. That's exactly what the hell part stands for. It stands for the mirror. Okay.
You done?
I'm done.
So a man won't know what he finds in his wife until he finds himself.
Boom. Okay.
So
You know what? When your mama say you gonna meet your match one
A
day.
lot of people ain't gonna understand, but hey.
Oh, is it you?
for real, like you know,
Okay,
like
so since a man doesn't figure out what he wants in a wife, so he finds himself.
Mhm.
As he said, a woman that supports him in nagging. So as a woman,
I'm just playing.
it's really iffy. Like we think we're there on your ass, like making sure that you strong, and then sometimes y'all will transition that into nagging. So, as a woman, what support are you looking for? What are you
Okay,
able to do?
but here-
Because at the same time, I hear a
Shantari's
lot
a
of men
cancer.
say,
That's why she's asking this question. She's a crybaby.
correct. Anyway,
hold on, go ahead.
but just like also on top of that,
We finna get it.
a lot of men say like women don't ask them how they feel or help them get through emotional shit, but a lot of women do, and then men be closed off. Like y'all don't want to talk about it. Y'all don't want to discuss it because
Okay, so can I answer that on it? Can I answer on
Telling
that?
me at the same
Can I answer
time
on
now.
I didn't. I asked, could I answer on that?
You're welcome. You raise your hand, boo.
Okay. Thank you.
They yelled at me. I felt the
Hey, don't point at me, motherfucker.
I didn't point.
So
on them.
I'm here
sometimes,
with you.
because what you said was, we wonder why we don't have a woman ask how we feel about certain things, and then when we have a woman, we shut her out. Is that what you said?
Yes, something like that.
So a lot of times is what happens is because you have this on both sides of the spectrum. You will have somebody who comes and appears to genuinely be
To what?
genuinely.
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 He put a V on it. You heard it. He said genuinely.
Okay. So bitch, I had too much Hennessy. Fuck y'all. Now anyway, you will have somebody who appears to be genuinely concerned. Shut your ass up. So you have somebody who appears to genuinely be concerned
You would get fired.
and
Today.
can't fire me, I quit like Carlos Miller. Anyway,
My boy is on the audition. He already finna get fired.
On the audition, he get fired.
I don't know what kind of company y'all with where y'all can talk shit and I can't say something
I
back,
really want to hear
but
what you got to say about this.
you done lost my train of thought now, Miss. He did my butt on his audition day. Nah, that.
First of all, you lost your 30,000.
Whichever one.
Zen. Okay, go ahead.
Shut the fuck up.
Okay, go ahead for real. I'm done.
I'm for real. I forgot because y'all done took me off.
Okay, so back to what is it?
Yeah.
Which one? I asked two.
The last part that you just said, because I mean, I'm trying to.
Okay, so I hear a lot of men say like women these days I don't want to say support, but like emotional support. Like, how are you doing? Be there with you. How was your day? Talk about stuff. But I've also experienced a lot of men that I do ask it to. They're closed off. Like, they don't want to talk about it. So how, as a woman, am I supposed to show you that I support you and I'm there for you if you don't communicate with me?
Well, the biggest thing with that is you got to know I mean, we all got, like I said, the power of free will to choose. So when you are dating or talking to somebody, besides just the physical attraction, you got to get to know them intellectually and mentally to see if you all are going to gel. Because if you're strictly just going off the physical attraction, then you're going to run into that because you like them physically or whatnot, but then what else do you all really have in common? His personality may be this way, yours is this way. So when you're trying to connect, the frequency is gonna be off. So that's a big key when you're trying to be serious about somebody. Now, if you're just casually hanging out, that's one thing. But if you're trying to be serious and get to know somebody, then that's part of the process to know how they think, their personality, so you can see if you all are gonna gel. Because if not, then all you all have is what may be going on physically, and then eventually that's not gonna hold anything, whether no matter what's going on.
Well, see, I can tell you like this. My bad. I can tell you like this. Like, I know for a fact my biggest problem is communicating. I cannot.
Wow.
I don't fucking know. I just rather not.
You just childish as fuck.
Man,
That's what you're saying.
You are childish.
I would hit what the fuck out of you too.
Okay.
But check this out. Check this out.
Coach, can you tell him
Drink,
childish?
shot, drink.
Yeah, shot.
Yeah, childish dick.
That's fine. I said it on purpose.
But
I want our life coach Jerry Davis
Two
to
shots.
let you know.
But look, let me explain this. This is the thing that I know for a fact that I'm horrible at communicating. I know this for a fact. I know the fact that I be like, a girl can come to me and ask me some shit, and I just be like, I'm straight. I'm cool. I'd rather not, because of the fact is, me personally, I'm feeling like it's not the fact that I'm not attracted to you, physically, mentally, and all that. It's not that. It's just the fact that I'd rather not put myself out there to you, cause I be feeling. It's honest the truth. I honestly feel like you might come through on some judgment, like, man, this nigga, you know what I'm saying, expressing himself and shit like that.
And that's so you brought me back to where I was going to say earlier. That's where it comes in at. So with y'all, when y'all be wanting somebody to express themselves and shit, it's another woman who probably came before you who appeared that she wanted the same thing that you wanted.
Exactly.
But she didn't give that you know what I'm saying, that energy or that feedback.
Okay. But this is like when niggas come into your life and you tell them you've been hurt, and then all of a sudden they be like, I ain't like that, give me a chance. So you want me to give you a fresh slate on being in my life. But I gotta try to hold the other bitches' weight? Nah.
But we did with the same shit when y'all did. Hold up. But we did with the same shit when y'all did with the no good niggas that y'all sent up here who y'all dealt with y'all heartbreak with, and we gotta pay for all the mistakes that we didn't even know nothing about.
All y'all need to communicate about y'all fucked up ass issues.
Correct. If you don't want to be there, say you don't want to be there. If you just want to fuck,
y'all
say
need
you
to
want to
clear.
fuck. If you want to be with her,
Sounds
say you
like
so
all
what
y'all
she said and
need
what
to
you
clear
said
that
is
shit up
two
before
different
y'all
things.
get started.
So
All
she
y'all
said
need
and
to
what you
clear
said
the
is
air
two different
before y'all
things.
get started.
what I'm hearing on both sides is this, and this is what a lot of people do, and it doesn't matter if you're in your 20s, 30s, hell, in your 40s and beyond. Is people are allowing stuff from their past to dictate their present and their future, and by you saying that you know that you don't communicate well, then you realize what your issue is. Now it's up to you to be like, okay, when you come across that particular one that be like, oh, she's the one, you know, you got to change that in order for that to work, because she's going.
But this is the thing though, like, it's no telling like who will be the one or whoever. We don't ever know that, right?
Yeah, but at this moment, but when it comes about.
Yeah, when it comes about, I know for a fact it'll come natural. See, my thing is not that I'm sitting over here just got my guards up for, you know what I'm saying, for anybody to come through. It's not that. It's just the fact that it's like, look, I done been through enough in life where I just feel.
You need a therapist.
I just feel. No, I don't need no therapist. I just.
Man, you talk your shit, Tarzan. Don't worry
That's
about
what I'm
what
saying.
you
I'm
talking
straight. I'm gonna
about.
keep
Worry about
talking
what
my
you
shit. I just feel like I done been through enough in life where I just feel like, look, the shit I got going on, I'd rather keep it to myself and rather bury it in than to communicate about it, because I just feel like I would be. I feel like I deal with it better than trying to express it to you.
I mean, I agree because I'm that person, but at the same time, at some point, you're going to explode. And who's to say when you're going to explode? Like, it might have been 2-3 bitches before you that got you fed up. And now I come in and make one incy-bincy with a mistake, and you just going off on me. Like,
I want to chop your head right now.
You see my point? I ain't shit to you.
You ain't.
Who's to say that he holding on to it like that?
That's what I'm saying.
He said he deals with it better on his own. He didn't say that he deals with it by just bottling it in. That's a complete difference.
I just deal with it better on my own.
But y'all got, here's another thing which y'all forget to realize. As a man growing up, almost every young man, and it's only 2 females in the room, but almost every young man growing up, when you was growing up, every time something happened, when you get ready to cry, your parents tell you not to cry. A man don't cry. You built your whole life. You taught your whole life not to show your emotion or to overcome your emotion. So then when you come across a person who's actually, because first of all, it ain't easy to find somebody who genuinely cares about your emotional well-being. So when you come across somebody who actually cares about how you feel and your emotion on life or your outlook on everything or whatever, then you have to try to break down all of your years of teaching, of compiling your emotions, of building up your emotion, holding in your emotion, to expressing that into a person. That ain't something that you can just do overnight.
No, it's not something you do overnight, but the key is, like you hear the saying, once you know better, you do better. Now that you're grown and you've grown out of being that teenage boy or whatnot, and you're a grown man, you done had some life experiences and you want better, it's a way of going about handling things better. Even if it means going to therapy. I had to go to therapy for myself just a few months back to deal with an anger issue. And I used to, I used to be a person like, that's fine for everybody else, I'm just gonna go to God. Which you still go to God, but I mean, he has people who that's what they do, or life coaching or counseling. But I tell any brother, any black man, any man, period, that if you got an issue with his anger, abandonment, or whatever it may be, you have to talk that out with somebody. Somebody who would be unobjective, yeah. That's not someone that that's gonna co-sign off of everything that you're saying and whatnot, because that's just human nature. It's human nature. It's human nature to do that in order for you to move forward. Otherwise, you're gonna keep carrying that same mentality around, and you'll never get what you truly want if it comes to another individual, because and time waits for no one. So you in your 20s now, then next thing you know, you're in your 30s. And then your 40s and 50s, and you still like, why is it? You start blaming these folks here, but the common denominator is you. Right. And I would say this much: the best thing that pain teaches you, a gift that comes from pain, is experience. That's the gift of pain. Whatever pain you've been through is experience. It gives you the gift of experience. So once you get that gift of experience, now it's up to you on how you use that in your adult life as a man or woman. If you don't use that experience the right way, you're gonna keep repeating the same shit over and over.
Okay.
I was taught. I grew up a different way as far as like crying and whatnot. Like my mama raised me. She was like, I was never ashamed for crying or whatever. My uncle never did or anything like that. I was competitive. Like I played sports as a kid. My mom was an athlete as well, so she understood. If I lost, I could cry. I wasn't a sore loser. I just didn't like losing. Yeah. I didn't have an attitude with the people that beat me. I still showed sportsmanship, but I was disappointed in losing. So she was like, okay, it's okay to cry, but learn from your mistakes and not know what to do next time different, so that you won't be put in the same situation. And I just had an incident recently where my son saw me crying, and he told my mom, like, Mom, I have never seen my dad cry. And I had to tell him the same thing, like, it's okay to cry. It's not about crying, it's about what you do once you finish crying. It's about understanding why you're crying, understanding what it is that brought you this, and being stronger from it, or not learning how to live with it without reverting back and feeling like it made you weaker, when all you really made you stronger. So it's different ways to look at it as far as what crying does, or the emotional upbringing and all that kind of stuff, being shamed for stuff, because it is a lot of people that do tell, like, you're a boy or you're a man, you're not supposed to cry and stuff like that. But I feel like you're crippling them by telling them that, because emotionally, now they feel like everything, they have to be a brick wall to each and everything that they come across. And they're not supposed to show emotion, or they're not supposed to be invested in anything to the point where it could cause them to be hurt. And it goes back to what you were saying. There are some men that biologically are made to the point where it's like they won't let anybody emotionally in, because they've always been let down, or they've always been told that that's not how you're supposed to be. So it's not anything that you're doing, or you could be looked at as far as nagging, but it's how you address it and how you confront that situation that they're dealing with. You can support someone without constantly asking the same question. You can comfort and you can support someone without doing certain and saying certain things. But at the same time, with certain people, you won't have to ask or address certain things because when they're around you, and your presence alone will motivate them to do it a certain way, or to do a certain thing, or to be a certain image, or you know what I'm saying, to have a certain standard for themselves just because of what they see in you. Goes back to the same thing as far as marriage.
Okay, so it's 2 followers, and I want to read that comment because it kind of ties to what you just said. Lovely K said, we have to practice listening to comprehend and not listening to respond. We got it bad. Each person has to rebuild trust in each new relationship. Very true. And then, of course, Ken Hood said, guys are used to being let down. So for them to open up, they have to be able to trust you to do so. It's not something that will come instant, but it works both ways.
But see, that's also social media. You feel what I'm saying? Like, a lot of stuff is being put on social media to where it's breaking down black men.
You know what? Why don't you get your seat back?
Yeah, y'all need to play musical chairs again. Because apparently Freddie feel like talking.
Yeah, you got a lot to say.
You got a lot to say.
Come on, Freddie, to the pulpit. Y'all, welcome up, Pastor Freddie.
Pastor Freddie.
Pastor Liquor Man.
Liquor Man. How you doing, man?
She said, how you doing, minister?
Pastor Liquor Man.
Evangelist.
But nah, like when it comes to a lot of relationships now, when it comes to a lot of like situations now, it's dating and all that kind of stuff is such in a bowl of mixed clusterfuck because most people interact and meet off of social media dating sites. There's no real personal interaction, so the communication gets lost. That goes into as far as when you say as far as like not communicating, not open up, because I've seen you on Facebook talking so much shit about this person, or you know, screenshotting and all that kind of shit. This weak ass, this weak ass. So why would a man want to confide in a woman that he knows does this? Or why would a man like? And it's not necessarily saying that every woman does that. It's the fact that you still have women that do it. You still have, like I said, your screenshots
So
and all that kind of shit.
basically, like, why would a man confide in a woman that lives her life based on what's on social media?
Right.
Why am I as a man
But
trying to compete
everything.
with this other nigga that you don't even know? You just know that
And it's not even
him and his girl relationship is getting posted every other.
That's the
It's
only
pictures,
niggas scared of
it's
screenshots.
this, or you trying to compare
Everybody
it to
ain't
something
quote
that you see on
unquote
TV
grown.
or something that you watch on a show.
Okay, let's talk.
Like
See it whenever
the
you
lifestyle that they imagine for a relationship is not what they have inside of their reality. You looking at a false fantasy, looking at social media or looking at TV and reality shows and all that kind of stuff, but you're not taking into consideration your position in life, what you lean on, or what it is that you do to express yourself. Like, you feel like if just because you're expressing yourself on social media that you're getting out that hurt or that you're getting out that pain, but in reality you're not dealing with it. You're doing this shit for likes. You're doing this shit for shares. You're doing this shit to go viral. Versus instead of just really addressing the problem and sitting here looking in the mirror, what can I do better with myself? Not what can this nigga do for me? What can this nigga do for me? It's a
Jerry Jones.
It's a constant Jerry Jones. Nah, that's so disrespect.
Well, I really want to understand where you going with
That's
this.
so disrespect.
Like, where you going with that?
She disrespected me by calling me that.
I wasn't calling you that. I was talking to Jerry.
I know,
But you said Jerry Jones. His name is
Okay, I was trying not to say the C word.
This
okay?
nigga lying,
You
y'all.
said Jones. Like, why would you just do that?
Listen.
This nigga is lying, Your Honor.
But what he just said,
Yes, chime in. That's what I was trying to get.
that's cool. What he said, I posted, I posted on my I posted on my life coaching page the other day, and what I said is that people predicate happiness off comparisons.
Right.
And it's okay to admire other folks, but you got to carve out your own niche. You have these folks that you see on social media making, and it's okay. Folks, are whether they married or together, got kids or don't, or on vacation, they may post pictures, and that's fine. People do that, but you don't know what's going on behind the scenes.
That's a picture.
You know, you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. And people, like I said, it's okay to admire things, but you shouldn't predicate your happiness on comparison. You're comparing apples to oranges. What you have or what you're doing is not going to be the same as the next person, and you don't know what it took for them to get to where they're at, and you don't know what they're going through. They may be taking a picture in front of their house in their pajamas for Christmas, and once that picture's over, somebody could be getting their ass beat.
But do
Or
you know?
or somebody could be going through a divorce, or someone could be sickly, or you
Or
just
you
don't
put
know.
And you know, just to put on that, I done seen like
Not the
I done seen
Airbnb.
a woman and talk to a woman that
Not the
her and her
Airbnb.
husband will post pictures of it. You would think that everything is fine and dandy, but in the back of it, she filing for divorce. You know, and they going through a divorce right now.
Yeah.
And it's what's old girl that sing now? The queen girl. The queen girl.
Naja,
Yeah, like her and her old boy. They was like so, you know what I'm saying, hell bent on everything. But see, my thing is, and the truth be told, is like we take so much into, man. Look, women. I feel like women want to be a part of. Well, I ain't gonna say women. I'm gonna say, you know what I'm saying, the lump sum. Want to be a part of this whole. If I'm not able to post my relationship, this shit is a failure.
Or you hiding something.
Yeah, or you hiding something like, but in reality,
Yeah.
It's no case.
Y'all do be
yeah,
hiding.
but in the reality, it's like I feel like, dude,
Y'all do
this
be hiding shit.
relationships are not supposed to be.
Oh, okay.
I
So
mean,
females don't
I put it like
hide shit.
this.
Do y'all not be
They're not
hiding
supposed
shit?
to
Do
be
females
public.
not be hiding
Everybody don't gotta know.
Oh,
what
okay.
we do.
Shit. I've been plenty motherfuckers side piece, so I know.
Between a private relationship.
Fuck
and
the
trying to
bullshit.
hide
I'm putting it out there.
Yeah, that's what I'm
saying. In our relationship, no. The public don't need to know.
Fuck
Yeah.
the bullshit. I'm putting it out there.
Ain't nothing about no you being a secret. I'm talking about.
That's why I'm trying to.
Nah, I'm not saying nothing about you being a secret. I'm saying, why does everybody gotta know what's going on?
Now, see, there's a difference between being a secret and okay. So you have some people. Every time they go somewhere, they take pictures. Whether it's he by himself or whatever. Now, if he's the person that don't want to post nothing on, but every time he by himself, he's snapping up, he's taking selfies. But whenever you're around, it's the complete opposite. That's the shit that you question. Me personally, I don't post pictures unless I'm working. Like I post pictures of drinks or whatever, but I don't post pictures. I don't take pictures. So if I'm not sharing the picture, like no, I'm not hiding shit. That's just not me. I don't live my life through social media. You have some people that do. So if you got somebody that lives their life through social media and all of a sudden when you're around, that changes, those are the ones that you question. But every relationship is not meant to be put on social media. Every, you know what I'm saying, every up, every down is not to be meant to put on social media. But as in, you have people that are like that. They feel like, oh, you don't post me. I don't fucking post myself. What do I post you for? You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, it differs. Like, you can't say and judge your relationship based off somebody else's. You have some people that have a social media contract, you know, so they gonna post shit. That's how they make their money.
Okay, so when preparing a meal, who eats first, the kids or the husband?
Kids.
I'm sick of this conversation. We
Kids.
can talk about this
married
shit
at
for
one
so
point.
long.
Kids.
I always ate first.
You was married?
Yes, I was married.
Oh shit!
I'ma just say this. I'ma just say this though. I mean, I didn't know that. This is my first night meeting him. Yeah, this is my first night meeting, so I ain't know that. But here's what I will say. I have met quite a few people who did say that they fed the husband first. However, I'm just saying me personally. Like I'm not stepping on nobody else, but me personally, if I have kids and I'm married, I want my kids to eat first.
But that depends though. And I feel like that depends. No, I feel like it depends. Because it might be a day that you just got out where you come home, you ate all that.
I mean, but that's
eat first.
But here's the thing about it. Hey, but Freddie, check this out.
You ain't never that hungry that you can't let your kids get their plate.
I was coming from a job where I worked 14 hours a day. We're on the railroad, so like it'd be times where I didn't eat, but at the same time, as a father, I'm gonna want my kids to eat before me.
Because as a father,
regardless of how long I work,
to provide for them.
but these my kids.
As long as you know they gonna eat, that's all that matters. Like you know they gonna eat. You feel what I'm saying? It ain't like it's you gotta see. Is it gonna be enough?
Okay, so
you know it's
hold
enough
on. So I hate this little conversation on social media because it's really stupid as fuck. Because everybody eating at the same time, to be honest. However, in my house, hold on. At my house, we all fixed our plates simultaneously, and whether we ate at the table or on the couch in front of a movie, we was eating together. You know what I'm saying? It didn't matter who got their plate first. And my daddy was there. And when my mom and daddy got divorced, he was still there.
So wait,
you
hold
know
on.
what
You
I'm
said
saying?
y'all was eating at the same. So who fixed your plate? You fixed your own?
when I was old enough, I fixed my
But we
own
talking about
plate.
before you old enough.
Before I was old enough, yes, of course my mother or my father fixed my plate. It didn't matter who fixed our plate. We gonna eat. Matter of fact, our plates did get fixed first. I say that because where I grew up, the children ate first everywhere. Even if it was a holiday, children eat first. And then the men, and then the women, because the women prepared the food.
Right.
But so they made sure everybody else ate, and then they fixed their plates, and it was enough food for everybody. So I feel like this is a struggle ass mentality type of conversation. I don't relate, because like I said, in my family, everybody ate it pretty much at the same time. By the time the children was sitting down to eat, the niggas was eating too.
Man,
you know what I'm saying?
It's a difference when you in that situation compared to being outside.
Pause. Let me finish.
Right.
So what I'm saying is, I lost my whole fucking train of thought because he because he started yelling at me. I lost my train of thought.
No, I gotta feed the kids. Like, if I come out like, hey, can you go and feed my? I'm home. Ain't no, I gotta feed the kids. No, I asked you to fix my plate first. The kids don't eat.
But see, I feel like
if I'm your woman and I'm cooking you dinner and I know you on your way home and we got kids, you ain't gonna have to worry about that. My kids gonna be fed. Your plate gonna be ready when I get there. But at the end of the day, my kids ate first.
But see, that's the thing. See, I don't care. But the thing is,
as a mother, that's what I'm supposed to do.
But the thing is, if you don't cook,
but you're an adult. So if food run out, you can feed yourself. What these kids supposed to do?
Right,
you can
run out though. How do we talk about food running out? If it's 3 of us, how the fuck food gonna run out? You only cook that little?
However, if food did, as a grown ass man, you can go out and get you something else to eat.
No,
that's still talking about running out of fucking food.
Why would you go out?
So you want the children to be hungry while you're
it ain't about that. If you
I'm just saying, if the food
I didn't say you gotta wait till I finish fucking eating.
Let's be a little realistic.
That's what I'm asking.
No.
If the food is low,
hold on.
If the food runs out, you want to make sure that you eat. That's how y'all position
that wasn't the question.
You're going off the quantity of how much food we got.
No, I'm going off how y'all position.
That wasn't the question.
If you cook,
you didn't say if it was a little food left.
Yeah, if you cook. Of course, if you cook and it's a little food, feed them damn kids.
Thank you.
That's the bottom line. Hold on. But no, just hold on. But no, she said that.
Shit, not us.
We ain't nothing about how much food was left. If it's little food, feed them damn kids.
Hold on. I know what I was finna say. So I was saying at my house, we all ate pretty much simultaneously because it didn't matter. It wasn't no levels in our house. Like, I promise you, like, we had a real family environment. But when I would go spend the night over my cousin's house, it would be like my older cousin, she was a female. Her husband had to eat first, right? And he was her kid's stepdad. He had to eat first. They could not fix their food, even though they was old enough. We was all old enough to fix our plate. We could not touch food until he ate, until he fixed his plate or whatever. And so, whenever they fixed their plate, I always thought it was weird because they would say, thank you. I'm not going to say his name, but let's just say it was my dad. They'd be like, thank you, Wayne. I was like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Why ain't supposed to provide the food? Like, what the fuck you mean? Thank you. Or whatever. But, like, that's how they was trained. Like, he had to eat first. And then when they fixed their plate, they had to say, thank you, such and such. And so I thought that was weird because in my house, we didn't have to ask to go in the refrigerator. We didn't have to ask to fix our plate. Everybody ate at the same time. Like I said, it was all, like, our house was more laid back. So I know that, like, in certain environments, in certain people's houses, it is different. But in, like, my house in particular, it wasn't like that.
But see, what I was saying is, man, my whole thing is, man, look, man, who eats first, whatever placement, it does not matter. The thing is, man, I was raised in an environment where, look, it don't matter who eat first, and everybody motherfucking plate getting fixed at the same damn time. All the plates gonna be sitting on the damn counter, and it's gonna be come get your damn plate. But the thing is, what I'm saying is, what I'm saying is, like, who gets it or whatever. No, it's goddamn pizzas here. You better come pick the plate.
Me and Tarzan saying the same thing. He don't even know.
I would just say this before.
You was everywhere around it. Y'all family and everything like that. I'm just saying.
I mean,
I guess
y'all
the biggest the biggest thing with all of that is people come up with different traditions and different way of doing it. When somebody says that they look at the man eating first, they're looking at from the standpoint, a lot of times, I'm not saying, some people distort it because people distort the Bible and everything they distort nowadays, but they're looking at the point like if he's that provider of that house, he's the one that's the main provider, the head of the house. They're like, okay, well, there's enough food for everybody, but we're gonna make sure since he's been out working that he gets his plate, but it's gonna be food for the kids now.
Or at least acknowledge and say if you want it. Right?
And let him decide if
Mama provide too in the meantime.
I mean, and get what I'm saying. I mean, and I know that. I mean, I'm saying but you got some people who tradition with certain things, and that's how they view things. Even if the mother or the woman is working, then you got the folks who, with the way things are now, who that's not the case. So it's all a matter about what you believe in and who are you with and what you all determine on how that goes. But as long as there's food enough for those children to eat and for everyone that's working and contributing, that's what counts. Now that whole order and everything, what goes on in one person's house may not go on the other person's house. So I mean, so it's just a matter of finding somebody that y'all agree with on that. But as long as everyone is taken care of and everyone that contribute to taking care of everyone else, I mean.
And that got me on the question, like, why do we feel like because it works at our house that it has to work in another person's
I don't
house?
think people feel that way. Like I said, I just thought it was weird.
Because we live in an age of opinions. We live there. My opinions
are like assholes. Everybody got one. So
but that's the thing, though. But because my opinion is, I feel like, just hypothetically speaking, in somebody's opinion, they feel like the mother should eat first. But in your opinion, you feel like the father should eat first. But in somebody else's opinion, they feel, why is it that because their opinion is different than yours, that is wrong?
All right, hold on. Let me get this one because I feel like I got the perfect understanding for that. The reason it's like that, we all live within our own selves, with our own, world, pretty much. So what you're used to in your household, what you're used to, how you live, that's all you. So once you step outside of what you're used to, everything else seems weird, different. You're not used to it. So you gotta assimilate to what other people do within their own lives. So you gotta understand, or say, hey, just because this is what I do, this is what I'm used to, I'm gonna go out into a world where ain't none of this shit is what I'm used to, or ain't none of this shit is, in my own standard. So I have to assimilate to whatever it is that's out there to make sure that I'm good wherever it is. So either I eat first, I eat last, wherever I eat, make sure that I'm cool. Or with whatever it is. Like, no matter what the situation is, you have to work your way into this shit to not say, hey, I'm into my own ways, and this is how it's gonna be. If it ain't like this, fuck it. A lot of people think like that, so they're not open to saying, "Hey, other people do things their own way. I need to, and this is not my house, and this is not my rule right here. I need to accept what they're doing because this is what they do."
All right, so we have a guest commenting on the live. She said, "Yes, the children will eat nearly minutes later. It won't kill them. It will promote respect for the household in a sense."
The head of household.
For the head of household in a sense. So, that's.
You gotta read the comment above that one, though.
That's she's talking about the provider. She's talking about the man of the house, and that's cute and all. But like I said, my dad was always a provider, and in my experience, and I can only speak from my point of view. I can only speak from my point of view and my experience, and I won't tell nobody else what their experience should look like or what their house should look like. But when I get there, my house will always look like my kids gonna be taken care of first. Because when I talk to my daddy, what he say is, don't nothing else matter outside of my children. My children come first, point blank in the period. Ain't no questions asked. Ain't shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to do nothing if my kids ain't taken care of first. I'm gonna always make sure my kids taken care of. So from my point of view, I provide to make sure that kids straight. And so if that means that the kids eat first, then the kids eat first. And then we make sure my man eat. And then, you know what I'm saying, if I'm hungry, because a lot of times when I cook, I want everybody else to eat. I ain't even hungry by the time I finish cooking.
I'm eating.
To be honest, you know what I'm saying?
Cooking,
I was gonna say, like, I kind of agree with what Son just said, to be honest with you. But like, I gave my opinion in the first part when I said my kids should eat before me. But at the same time, going off of the kind of person that I've been my whole life, and how I've been with my siblings, with friends, with family, and all that shit, I've always made sure that I made sure the people around me was taken care of first. So like, I've always been that kind of person to where like, all right, little siblings, friends, family, whatever, you know what I'm saying? If I brought this here for everybody in the house, I'm gonna make sure y'all straight first. Then once everybody's taken care of, then I do this.
Is you saying you're the one that makes sure everybody is straight? Once you buy enough to make sure that everybody's straight. You feel what I'm saying? We're not saying as far as if it's enough.
But I ain't gotta go first.
So you saying like if you bring a box of pizzas in the house, you ain't gonna grab a slice. I'm like, hey, some pizza here. You ain't gonna never do that, right?
I mean, no. Here's the thing.
It's okay.
So if I bring the box of pizza, you saying who am I bringing these pizzas for?
I'm saying when you bring say you brought 4 pizzas in here for everybody here, you ain't gonna grab a slice out first. Like, hey, y'all come get some pizza.
So look, everybody in here, right? What you said?
Just saying, just like if it was
so if I brought 4 boxes of pizza and it's for everybody in here, once everybody grab that slice of pizza, I'm liable to go on ahead and grab.
You gonna grab one that you open the box?
I'm liable to go. Once everybody grab theirs, I'm liable to go ahead and grab mine because that's just how I was brought up. So with me, the way I was brought up, I take care of the ones around me, and that, you know, like even in the Bible, it say if you have it to give, then give it. It'll be given back to you. So my whole thing is, if I come in and I got 4 boxes of pizza and all y'all home, I'm like, hey y'all, look, I got some pizza. So once y'all come to grab y'all slice of pizza, once y'all grab y'all slice, I'm grabbing mine.
But does it make you wrong because you grab one first?
No, I'm not grabbing mine first.
I just asked a question.
I don't know if it's right or wrong, but what I'm saying is I'm not grabbing mine first.
Pause.
I'm not grabbing mine first.
If you have something to say, go ahead.
No, I mean, once again, like I said, it's just a matter of different perspectives. As long as, I mean,
Freddie ready for the first slice.
I mean, regardless.
Yes, I agree. I'm like Freddie Petty, that rhymes. You know what I'm saying?
But it just, if we cooking chicken, if I grab a piece, does that make me wrong because I grabbed a piece while it's still being cooked?
And I'm not gonna say you're not wrong or right, but what I'm saying is, for me personally, I'm gonna make sure everybody else grab the piece first before I grab mine. That's just me.
Nah, you hear me?
Like anybody who hung around June to tell you how June made sure everybody else ate first before he grabbed something. Like this is me as a person.
I got you. I'm the opposite. It's gonna be enough for everybody, but Freddie eating too.
Mr. Davis.
Okay.
I mean, like I was trying to say, it's just people have different perspectives. As long as the main thing is that you're not being a selfish person and that you're giving to whoever that's around you, providing for, and once again, what's done in one person's home may not be done in the other person's home. We all are different human beings, and we may not agree on certain things, but that doesn't. We know the difference between someone being selfish and someone that's not.
Right.
So he may bring some pieces in. If he grabbed 1 slice, but there's 4 boxes of pizza and there's more than enough for everybody, I mean, how is that being selfish? Or if you want to wait till everybody grabs a couple slices, and then you get yours, that's fine as well.
You grab the first slice even if it's 1 box.
But no, that ain't that's the point it goes in if you're being selfish or not. You feel what I'm saying? I've never been selfish. You feel what I'm saying? I get a last to anybody. I give out my back. That's how y'all drinking free liquor now. You feel what I'm saying? So it's not that I'm selfish, and I made sure. You feel what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So it's not like I'm selfish, but it's the fact that shit. If I bring liquor, if I bring this liquor, can I not get my glass first? You feel what I'm saying? Does that make me selfish? Does it make me selfish that I pour my cup first before I get y'all? When I bring the liquor, that make me selfish. I'm saying, does it make me selfish if I pour my drink first? That don't make me selfish. It doesn't make shit. Oh, I put it down.
Freddie, selfish when it gets to the end. I don't got that last.
However, whenever Freddie brings liquor, which is every week, and we appreciate you, thank you so much. However, Freddie served everybody else before he served himself. So I don't know why.
Not all the time.
That's cap. So that's cap. It'll be about halfway gone before it gets.
I don't know why he arguing this. I don't know why he's arguing this point, because from what Freddie served everybody else before he served himself. But anyway, look, we've been on here for over an hour, so it's time to go. So look, our date night suggestion for this week is Char.
What's Char?
Char is a steakhouse on Highland.
Oh, y'all is
Yes, I am.
bougie. Yeah, you want me? I ain't even express my feelings. You want me to go spend some hundreds?
First of all,
that cute.
who said it was hundreds? You know what I'm saying?
It's a steakhouse.
Tarzan, the more I talk to you, the more I find out how fucked up you are.
Hey, I'm fucked up.
I'm just trying to see what kind of steak
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, y'all go check out Slice of Soul on Madison too. You know. You know, and I'm bartending up there sometimes too. You know.
Slice of Soul. I've been there a couple times.
Yeah, you know, I just started bartending up there part-time. Damn, the company on Sunday too. I think so. Yeah.
Hey, Ken, you trying to take me to Char?
Wednesday night.
Ken, is you trying to take me to Char though?
It's karaoke. Come, you know. And then Sunday night.
Part-time bartending at what is
Slice of Soul.
Slice of Soul.
Okay. That's right up the street.
Right up the street.
So, Mr. Jerry, you know we can't call you your real name.
Nah, you can't call me real.
Why you can't call me real?
Because she don't want to take no more shots. Shake it.
Look,
She already fucked up.
Call him his real name then, son.
Sean.
both of y'all.
Yeah, okay.
Find y'all something to do.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, both of y'all fired. I want to see y'all next week.
Right? We good, BB King.
Mr. Jerry.
But you want to still take me to
please
Char though?
Tell her what your name is. Tell her your name is not me.
Tell us what you got going on.
Correct on how to address
Where we can find you. How can we support you? What you up to? Don't you like Char? Don't you think that's a great date night suggestion?
Char's a nice restaurant, yeah. You can find me. My website is under construction right now, but it will be www.thejerrydavis.com. So that should be up here very soon. Reconstructing it right now. But on my Facebook, my Life Coach Facebook page, Life Coach Jerry Davis, I have it on there where you can book a session. Session is an hour, and you know I'm able to help folks who are trying to, who are looking to be resilient and put together a plan to move forward with whatever it is that they're trying to do. Like I said, life coaching and counseling are in the same family, but there's a difference. Of course, counseling, I have friends who are counselors who I can refer you to if you're trying to talk out problems that you're dealing with. But life coaching, we're trying to put together a plan to help you move forward. I mean, also Instagram, at Life Coach Jerry Davis, as well as Life Coach JD5 on Twitter. Working on another book, and just I got some things rolling right now that I'm doing on the entrepreneur side. I'm also a life insurance agent, so if you know anybody that needs life insurance, they would definitely holler at me. Because a lot of people. No, get you something that's affordable that fits within your budget. But anybody that needs that, because people are passing away every day, and every time you look on social media, you see somebody doing a GoFundMe or something. So that's not the way to go. So I can get you covered, whole life insurance at that. It's not that term. Yeah.
What's up?
Oh yeah, and see, and you're a father, so you definitely need to have that, man. Yeah. So we get up.
He fucked up and he don't like communicating and he don't want to go to church.
First of all, stop coming for my nigga like this. If he don't want to go to church, he don't want to go to church. Take your basic ass to Applebee's. He don't want to go to no motherfucking church.
First of all, you basic for Applebee's. Secondly, it'll change your life, nigga. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to level you up.
I already
Tell her to go to Applebee's, Tarzan.
That's why nigga don't
Tell her take her ass to motherfucking Chili's, cause you ain't fucking with her on no damn chart.
Is it basic or somebody living within their means though?
That's crazy.
That make no basic.
Now.
Next week.
No. Like, what do you mean by that though? What do you mean by that?
I mean, you said Applebee's, you basic. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But I'm saying though, why would you go to Applebee's when you go to Chili's and it's better? and it's the same thing.
You know.
I'm just saying, Chili's is better than Applebee's.
Hey, you know, Sandra would say
You
Waffle
would rather
House
go
is
to
better.
Chili's is better. Bro,
I
you
would
been
never go to
Applebee's lately?
Applebee's. Like literally.
Oh God, bro!
I went eat.
Oh God, bro! I've been to Applebee's in fucking Bartlett, and that shit was still
Trash.
terrible.
That is my.
I swear to God, I really love the chicken than Applebee's.
Take me to Wendy's. Like the fuck.
Oh God. You
Right, I treat both of y'all tonight. Yo, what y'all want? We don't fuck this up.
So you got to spend your ass.
We ain't found out.
said she gonna take you to church
We
after
just
she
get
get your
Applebee's.
Oh man.
Applebee's.
So
boy got
he
2
said
days.
she gonna take my boy Tarzan
Damn.
to church before after she get his
You
phone.
got 2 days,
So you got
man.
2
You
days
winning.
already.
I ain't hungry out here.
You
We ain't hungry out here. Fuck you.
Hold up.
Ken gonna take care of
Time
me.
out.
Hey, she trying to get you drunk, bro.
Ken shooting her shot heavy.
I'm talking
Man,
about.
we didn't talk about this shit on
Sniper
night.
shooting.
To my
We didn't talk about this. Hey, shoot! Hey, shoot! You can find this on all platforms. Shoot! On all What you doing? Hey, man, you can find us on all streaming platforms.
Shout out to the guys behind the scenes. Shout out to Sonny B. Shout out to Sonny B on the comments today.
Jeremy Davis. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Sonny B on the comments today.
Hey,
Shout out to the high video.
our boy June came in, you know what I'm saying, stepped in.
Hold up.
Bitty big. You
I can't hear
know what I'm saying? My girl, Hennessy shot, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what I'm saying? That's
She put the dice on that hoe. She shooting for real. She shooting for real. She put the dice on that bitch.
Hey,
Ken in there. Ken, we gonna get you this day, boy.
Hey, she balling.
Hey.
Y'all going out this weekend,
Oh,
boo.
y'all boy definitely gotta go out this weekend.
Oh, y'all.
Hey.
Hold on.
Hey, y'all can come to Slice Sunday, bro. I got y'all.
Pause.
Dating is defined.
So listen, dating is fine.
Damn, who on the
So listen. So on February the 13th, we're having
1-3.
our lunch. There's 2-3. 2-1-3.
I said 1-3.
2-1-3.
I never said 1-1-3.
Nigga. Anyway. So
Who is who 2-1-3?
on February.
That's the West Coast folks, ain't it? That's LA. That's Ice Cube, Mac 10. No, cause she ready to stumble about 5 more times.
First of all, fuck you. Get
What?
off my co-host.
Man, hold on, but you can sit your ass in the back.
First of all,
Oh God, we do everybody in the 1-3.
Oh my God. So this show on audio is gonna sound horrible. Please excuse us. But listen, on February the 13th, that's right. On February 13th,
2-1-3.
we're having our lunch party. So as y'all know, we started our podcast November 7th, and we finally doing our lunch party. It's gonna be a live show, live audience. Y'all can all come free. We can probably have like 50 people free. And then, like, if y'all want to come after that, we might charge y'all.
Where's it gonna be at?
It's gonna be here at Lunchpad. Say what now?
We're gonna have a donation box if they want to donate.
Cashmere wants to take offering, and that's
It might be some cocktails here too, you know. Liquor money might be
Hey man, the crew gonna be in the building, man.
Ain't shit free though.
Can I finish?
Oh, she said she about to slide in the DM right
Can
now.
I finish? Oh, she's sliding in the
She
DM.
on that.
Okay.
Can you drunk?
So, but listen, people. Okay, for real. So,
Listen, Linda.
Listen. Okay, so for real.
She gotta be drunk.
Gosh.
Okay, we sorry. Go ahead.
I really want to finish
Didn't
this.
I tell y'all she gonna stumble about 5 times? I swear to God, I told you I said it.
Y'all keep talking. Shut up. Okay. Oh, I got the same tripod. Okay. Anyway.
What the fuck?
wow, the Hennessy has
What's she
really
talking
kicked
about?
in.
Favorite shot.
To hold the camera?
How many comes you to hang? She should have seen my shit. She thought she. Oh my God.
Listen.
Nine o'clock.
For real.
Talking about you on the other, the dirty leg.
Right. Okay.
It look like a tripod, don't it?
Long.
I hate these.
Long dick, okay?
I hate these.
To review your event that you had this weekend.
Oh, yeah. But we talking about this event right now. So, on
The
February-
tripod event.
Dang, let her get this out, please.
I told y'all.
She said,
I'm definitely not against tripod.
What?
Okay. So anyway, y'all didn't even hear that. So anywho,
We didn't hear your tripod story.
February 13th. No, we never telling it on live. February 13th. Fuck it.
Bro, I told y'all she was gonna
Hey,
fuck
February
up.
13th, DJ Trey Smalls and the 1 and 2 Dopeness the Final Podcast live. We lit. Hey, I need all of y'all to come turn up with us.
Tripod for the win.
Hey, and we doing a $2 twerk off contest. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, you know what I'm saying?
This man.
Hey, don't worry about the money, man. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do a $2 twerk off contest. You know what I'm saying?
Twerk off highlights recorded on the tripod.
Table, you know what I'm saying? And you gotta be on the handstand in your pink.
Recorded on the
We
tripod.
don't want that Walmart panties. No, we gotta have a pink.
Tripod edition.
Pink. You know, I'm talking. I need PINK showing.
Tripod edition.
Tripod edition.
Okay, first of all y'all shut up.
Baby long legs.
Secondly, when I post this flyer, y'all need to go immediately and reserve your spot on Eventbrite because I'm pretty sure once these 50 spots like fill up, we can't do no more because these folks already showing out and it's just like 10 of us right now. So right.
Oh God, it's like what is going on? Like you see two more?
Tripod gonna get some tickets.
Yeah, it's two. It's them over there.
Like I said,
Them over there.
it's not even enough room. Man, shut the. Listen, Jerry, can you please? Can you?
Yeah, Cash. Yeah, Cash.
I hate these folks. I swear to God. Okay, where's my closing notes? Follow us on Instagram and
don't try to close now.
podcast.
No, fuck that. Don't try to close now.
I know what's up, folks.
Oh, I'm about to tripod.
Well, you gotta, do you have any closing remarks or anything, man? You want to say, let the people know what you got going? All right, yeah, like I said before, my website would be, it's under construction, but it'll be up soon, which is www.djerrydavis.com. You can go to my life coaching page and book a session, or call my number 901-310-5085. And just gonna be on the lookout for my third book later this year. And once again, also I do life insurance for Lincoln Heritage. I'm an agent. It's whole life insurance. So if you know you need some, call me at that same number, 901-310-5085. Let's not be doing fish dinners and GoFundMe to bury your loved ones. And I was glad to be a guest on here today, this evening. Tonight.
Thank you for coming. And I hope you didn't
Man, I took too
we
many
ain't
shots
mess up your
for
brand
you,
or
bro.
anything.
I really feel like you need to compensate me about somebody need a free session or something.
He does.
He do for real. Like him,
He
my
really
boy.
do. Consider him a mentee.
You really just gave you like, get off my nigga.
What you mean? He said on the mic, he said, I'm fucked up. He did this
I
to
know I'm
himself.
fucked up.
What you mean? He said that. I'm just trying to help my guy.
I know I'm fucked up.
Okay, so y'all know every show I present a gift to the guest.
And still ain't gave me mine.
This ain't about you right now. So, Jay, I started a candle business, so I am giving you a candle as a gift.
All right, thank you.
Then we do to every guest Tarzan, you will get your candle when
Whenever you
Okay.
get it.
Oh, he's
It
so
smells
mad.
really good. Smell it.
Oh yeah, it does.
Yeah, you the man, smell it.
Thank you so much.
Take good up.
Tarzan.
Tastes good though.
Tarzan, you know you like that shit, so shut up. You know you like.
Hey, we are live on all.
You know you like
so
the
much,
baby women.
Meanwhile, I'm back at the ranch.
My bad.
Because you lost that hair, you need direction, so you like women that tell you what to do.
Meanwhile, I'm back at the ranch.
Man, child, please, man. Bitch better look for me in a daylight with a flashlight.
Y'all see how he bounced? He full of shit. That's
Yeah,
full of
I'm
shit
on.
bounce.
Fuck you mean, man?
That's
She
the
better
fuck
look,
nigga bounce. Y'all
look for
see
me
it?
in a daylight with a flashlight. You know what
Y'all,
I'm saying?
if you tell,
Man, nigga like
if
me,
you tell
I'm talking
Tarzan
around
to jump
once
3
every
times, I
10
bet he
times,
jump
second
4.
go around, baby.
He gonna jump
Wow.
5 just to be an asshole.
Back at the ranch.
Hey, man, you know what I'm saying? Better tell these other niggas stop
Tarzan,
putting the mustard and
can
catch
you-
up, you dig?
Tarzan, can you please do your closing remarks, please?
Also, now I can talk.
Yes.
Meanwhile,
You can follow us on all platforms: iMusic, Spotify, YouTube, MeTube, UsTube. Fuck you mean? We soon gonna be. Hey, well, I don't know about we, but I know me. I'm gonna be soon on Pornhub. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, my God.
Wait a minute, what?
Oh,
Y'all, I wasn't ready for that one. I was with him.
hit him.
Until that part. He threw me through one.
I knew it was coming. I thought he was going to say red too.
Come
But
on.
anyway.
Red tube. Now they don't play the big bucks. You know what I'm
I can't
saying?
deal with this
They don't
nigga.
play the big
I
bucks.
thought I was a
If you
light-skinned
want to
nigga
be
with no
featured on our
sense.
show, please DM us on social media. And major shout out to our friends for helping us behind the camera. Right now we got Freddie the Liquor Man behind the camera. But also, of course, our usual production crew, Cashmere on the video, and Trace,
DJ Trey Smalls.
DJ Trace Smalls. on
We
the
got
sound.
dockery, don't it?
Better get
Already mixed out. Got Trey.
Boy, he said it's certified. He's up that shit.
Hey man,
Certified.
y'all heard DJ Trey Smalls.
I get it right. I was gonna say
Hold on, man. Y'all heard DJ Trey Smalls. Thank you again for tuning in. Make sure y'all share this shit. Give us reviews, feedbacks, and all that good shit.
Long live E-Way, man.
Long live E-Way.
CP, babe. Cruise shit, babe.
Yeah, you can find the audio version of our show on all our major streaming platforms. Boy, fuck you. Spotify, Apple Music, all that shit.
Right, and you can also catch the video replay on Facebook and YouTube, y'all. Our YouTube channel is live. So can we please get y'all to subscribe and share this shit, and make sure you tell your friends to subscribe and share and watch and all that good stuff. Support us. But at the end of the day, make sure y'all kick shit, stay fly, create dope shit, and
Smoke
we will
weed.
see y'all next week. This is the Dopeness Defined podcast.
Come on with it. Talking about some shit. Subscribe.